The Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull?
This past offseason, the Bears selected highly coveted Caleb Williams with the #1 overall pick. When the Bears' 2024 season ended with a loss at Green Bay, I assumed the answer was simple. But there was still what seemed like half of Chicago and Bears fans around the world who were pounding the table to stick with Justin. In Justin's 3 years with the Bears, he accounted for 40 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. And looking from the outside in, it wasn't stellar, but a majority of the fan base was blinded by Justin's highlight scramble ability. Justin's passing game is very one level, and the consensus from his tape is that he just can't make the sophisticated read. And to set the record straight, it doesn't and shouldn't fall all on Justin's shoulders. The Bears were a hot mess when he joined the team in 2021 with Matt Nagy at the helm. His second year in the Bears, a new coach and GM were brought on to reinvent the culture of the team. They went from Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace to Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles. The roster was essentially stripped to get rid of old players and huge contracts. Justin had little to no talent to work with. I mean, his best weapons were Cole Kmet, Equanimeous St. Brown, and Dante Pettis. The team was a dumpster fire. They ended up being the worst in the league and in return received the #1 pick of the 2023 NFL Draft. Ryan Poles quickly put the pick up for sale, and the Panthers met their asking price, trading away their 2023 first, 2023 second, 2024 first, a 2025 second, and DJ Moore. Ryan Poles made a couple other key signings, and for the first time in a while, it seemed that Chicago had hope. But the 2024 season was extremely underwhelming to say the least. Justin had a couple great outings, but was unable to stay on the field and really couldn't show that he made strides in the right direction when it came to throwing the football. He's a freak of an athlete and will always be one of the best athletes every time he steps on the gridiron. He showed semi-flashes at times, but was never able to put it all together in Chicago. And it sucks, but like a ex-girlfriend, life goes on. Williams was the inevitable #1 pick the last 2 years. Williams attended Oklahoma for his first collegiate season, eventually beating out Spencer Rattler halfway through the year against their rivals, Texas, and led them to a comeback win from behind. Caleb ended up going 8-2 on the year with losses coming against Baylor and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma would finish 10th in the country that year. After the season, head coach Lincoln Riley had informed the team and the public that he would be taking over the operations at University of Southern California. Caleb and Coach Riley had a great relationship, so he ended up following him there. 2022 was Caleb's Heisman year, and he threw for 37 touchdowns while only coughing up the ball 4 times. Caleb would lead the Trojans to an 11-1 record, with the only defeat coming to Utah, who they matched up with again in the Pac-12 championship, and lost. He was 0-3 against them his entire career. In 2023, USC had one of college football's worst defenses and was dead last in all categories. Each game had a similar story. Caleb knew he had to go out in the field and ball out because on the other side of the football, you could almost bet that his defense was letting up a score. USC had a tough time stopping other offenses and altogether just wasn't really a good football roster. Out of all 3 years in college, this was technically his worst as the team finished 7-5. But the thing about Caleb is that he doesn't run from adversity. He tackles it head on. He spoke to the media during the NFL Combine openly about his struggles and how he had taken this past year as a learning lesson. The dude just has a great attitude, not only about ball, but his perception on life. He's lighthearted and addresses his friends, teammates, and media with a smile. Caleb has all the tangibles, a great arm, vision, pocket presence, but he also has what it takes in the mental acuity department to be a phenomenal NFL quarterback. I think the media took the narrative of his fingernail painting and ran with it. It probably didn't help when they got a hold of him crying in his mom's arms post-game to Notre Dame. The kid cares, and that's what matters. He wants to win. I could give a rat if he paints his white. I have suffered through so much trauma when it comes to the Chicago Bears, but here's where I finally believe the tables turn.
Or taking punishment from a team that is known as the Bears.
The Bears.